Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Vivian Rose, and this week's episode, we're going to be talking about how to exactly create your own 5 daily non-negotiables. Literally, I'm going to give you step-by-step on how to do this. I'm so excited for this episode, so let's get right into this week's Monday Motivation. This week's Monday Motivation, I actually have this really cool thing that I found in James Clear's newsletter, and he was giving us like this really good set of quotes, and I'm going to use some of these for the quote of the week as well. But just remember that this whole almost whole opening segment, I'm going to be featuring different things from James Clear's newsletter because he has so much really good and inspiring things. So the first thing from Monday Motivation is a quote that he gave from Julie Gerner, and it was amazing. It was from a book or something that she wrote on the power of better questions. So she said that the questions you ask yourself will largely determine the answers that you get. So if you ask yourself, why am I not successful? You'll get answers that belittle you, and it's going to make you feel like, okay, I need to get my stuff together and actually know why I am not being successful and find out how to be successful. If your next question is, how can I succeed here? You'll get answers that will push you and give you that self-discipline to push you forward and do what you need to do. So be deliberate in the questions that you ask yourself. I love that so much because the way she worded this is so important and strategic. If you think about it, how can I succeed here? You'll get you'll get answers that will push you. And if you ask yourself these really harsh questions, not in a rude way, hey, why are you ugly to yourself? Because no. That is not the intention here. We're here to make ourselves happy, proud, and growing every single day. So if you're asking yourself, why am I not successful? Why am I not seeking my routine? Why am I not doing the things that I plan to do? Then you'll figure out why you're not doing these things and get better at it, hopefully. Next is our fashion icon of the week, which this week is, I'm actually so excited for this week's fashion icon because I am obsessed with her style. It's just oh my gosh, it's I'm obsessed with it recently. And this week's fashion icon is actually going to be the Wizard Liz. And even though she's just known for her self-improvement and her YouTube videos, and her just stuff like that, I really think her style is really cute. In some of her videos you can see her clothes, and they're so simple but so elegant at the same time. They're always so chic. She's always so put together. She's always so clean looking, and her face is always so clear, and it's just she's literally always put together. Even the things that she says in her videos, she always really proves true to these things and her little behind the scenes or whatever. So I really just love to see her outfits and her style because I love seeing just a little elegant type of clothes that are just so simple but also so glam at the same way. This quote of the week is from James Clear newsletter, like I said, and this is his quote. If you want a recipe for unhappiness, spend your time accumulating a lot of money and let your health and relationships deteriorate. This is something very important because if you think about it, if you just spend your whole life trying to make money, you're just literally you're ignoring your family, you're ignoring your best friends, if you have a significant other, you're ignoring them, you're ignoring everything that you love just to make money. What are you getting in return? Are you getting is money supposed to make you the happiest person ever when you have no friends to share it with? You have no family to share it with? You have no puppies to buy them all the treats they want? You can't do that. You have to know your priorities. Yes, we want to make money, but that can't be the most important thing in your life. The most important thing in your life needs to be your health and your relationships with people around you. And then money comes into play. Because honestly, you can have your health and relationships without money, but it's almost a thing where it's kind of a balance. You have to have a balance between how much you love money and how much you love your friends and your family members and things just make you happy. So just remember not to let money get out of its place and not to get too much in your face where it's kind of that's the only thing I see right now. Next is our weekly recap, which is just what I've been up to. I have went book shopping, and when I go book shopping, it makes me the happiest person ever. I got a few books that I'm so obsessed with. I got the Cupcake Diaries, which is just so nostalgic for me. I love that. And also, I completely cleaned up my room. Also, there's a book that I want y'all to read. It's called Smaller Sister, and it's a graphic novel, but it's about a girl who has an eating disorder, and she influenced her little sister to have an eating disorder, and they all get recovered in the end. So it's just really amazing story that I really love, and it's just so wholesome. And so I love that book. But anyway, so I completely like kind of organized my shelves this past week. I just like folded up my sweaters, put them on a shelf. I put all like my skincare, my makeup, and my perfume on a shelf. Then I put like my record player, and I ordered 1989 standard version on vinyl. Then I also got the Fearless Taylor's version vinyl. It came already, and so I've been listening to that for a while, and I've just been loving that little setup in my room. And I feel like it's just so cute and just like really makes my room feel so like Pinterest aesthetic. Also, I went thrifting. I got this really cute red bag, which I'm just so obsessed with. Y'all probably saw it on my Pinterest and on my YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, it's so cute, and I love it so much. Also, my older sister came to town, and like my older sister, I talk about her all the time. She came to town and she took us to go see a movie. Then she took us out to eat. She took us shopping. She even had us little gift bags, which was like the sweetest thing ever. So I love you so much, Jazz, if you're listening to this. And it was just so much fun to hang out with her again. Because she kind of like, she moved out, so she went to like a different town. And so when I get to see her, it's like the best thing ever. And I just love seeing my older sister. She's like literally like my best friend. I love her so much. Next is our journal prompt of the week, which is from James Clear newsletter. I love his newsletter if you haven't noticed yet. So one thing that he says is to close your eyes and scan your body. Where are you holding tension right now? Take a deep breath and relax. So I want you to write down where are you feeling tension right now in your body, and just really write that down so you can like really know where I'm having that tension, and you can kind of relieve that. It can be like getting a massage in that area. It could be just like relaxing, doing yoga on your back if that's where the tension is. Really just prioritizing your health here in this moment, because that is one of the most important things in your life. But this week for the psychology fact, I have a little thing that I found on Pinterest, how to satisfy your self-fulfillment needs. So number one is to write down your dream life. You would write it down like exactly in the detail what you want, and just like thinking about like, how am I going to get here? Like if you want to be a psychologist, then you need to write down different things like, I need to take these psychology classes to, one, get myself like more into like the topic and subject of psychology, see if I really want to do this, and two, just so you can get familiarized with the topic. So when you get into college or university, you're just not like a I don't know anything type of person. So make sure that you know psychology or whatever thing that you want to do with your dream life. Make sure you know that thing like the back of your hand. You know exactly what you want to do, and just like decide what you want your dream life to be. Number two is to break down your dream life into bits and pieces and turn them into actionable steps. So if you want to, let me give an example about a lawyer. So if you want to be a lawyer, then you need to write down how many years you need to go to school for, what you need to study, what school you're even going to go to, what you need to do now in order to get closer to that goal of getting into the school that you are going to go to law school for. There's so much that plays into factors in these type of things. You don't want to just cram it into all like your senior year. You want to make sure that you are planning this like even before you start junior year, because junior year is when you start taking your SATs and those different tests like that. You need to make sure that you already kind of know what you want to do, and not like in a pressuring way where it's kind of scary. But if you're going to go to school for something long like that, like 7 years to be a law school student, you need to make sure you at least get an idea of what you want to do. Number three is to explore your creative little ingenuity type of section. So different things that are just so creative can really just help to release and just like really fulfill your inner child, because doing things like painting, dancing, writing, practicing guitar, most times like when you're just in life, these creative moments, they just get thrown like in the back. And like if you have time, which you probably won't have time to do these different creative things, so you try to make sure to incorporate at least one creative thing into your daily routine at least once a day. Lastly is introspect. So I want you to journal and find out what your calling is, what you want to do in this life. So we all have something that we really love. We all have something that we're super passionate about. And sometimes that's bigger than like what we are thinking in our own minds. And you need to really just like go into different things, do different hobbies, do different like just little different activities to see what really brings me joy. What am I passionate about? And sometimes it can take personal experience. Sometimes it can take exposure, traveling. It could take anything to figure out what you want to do. It's a journey, and yeah, it's going to take a while, but at least after that while, it's way worth it. You know exactly what you want to do. So it's very important just to satisfy your self-fulfillment needs and just kind of decide what you want your dream life to be. Now let's get right into the actual episode, which I'm so excited for. First off, you may be wondering what even are daily non-negotiables. So these are a few things that you do every single day, no matter what happens. You could have missed school, could have gone out with friends that night, but you will still do your daily non-negotiables. So deciding on what should be your negotiables are the first thing. So these are things that you will do every single day, in the morning, in the evening, afternoon. It doesn't matter when you do it, but you are going to do them every single day. So the first step to do this is decide what you want your daily non-negotiables to be. So we're going to break this up into categories so that your non-negotiables won't just be all in the same realm. So we're going to have 5 different non-negotiables. Therefore, we're going to need more than one section. So this is like kind of what I do. So I'm just going to give you guys my advice and what I do, and then hopefully it can help you. So here are the sections that I use in my own daily non-negotiables. I have 5 of them, like I said. So number 1, I have spiritual. 2, I have mental and emotional. 3, I have career/school related. And 4, personal development. First off, let's talk about spiritual. So spending time to learn more about God is something that is very, very important to me. So that is something that I'm definitely going to put in my daily non-negotiable, something that I will do no matter what every single day. So in fact, it's even like the first thing that I do every single day when I wake up. I wake up in the morning, I pray, and I read a chapter of the Bible, and I make sure that I read a chapter, take notes, and just pray in the morning, because that is the best time for me to do my daily non-negotiable. I do all of them in the morning time. I'm going to have the free time that I need. I have the quiet time. I have the peace. It's just everything is good in the morning time. So I always love to make sure I'm doing my non-negotiables in the morning. So after I do my spiritual non-negotiables, number 2 is mental/emotional. So as someone who has struggled tremendously with my mental health in the past, this is something that I simply have to incorporate into my daily life. I like to do a journal prompt every morning while I eat breakfast, and that goes into my mental/emotional health. And I find them on Pinterest. There's different mental health related blogs that I read. One of them I really love is from this Pinterest account called Romanticize Your Life, and she does different journal prompts every single month, I think, for 2 weeks, and 2 week span of journal prompts for every day. And I always make sure to do those because I love doing journal prompts, and it's just so fun. I even decorated my journal super cute, so it will motivate me to want to write a little bit every day. Also, writing down 3 things that I'm grateful for every single morning and night, because gratitude is something that is very important in my life. I love to write down 3 things I'm grateful for in the morning and 3 things I'm grateful for at night, because being grateful and just appreciative for everything that I have will have in the future, it's a must. I have to be grateful for everything I have now, everything I had in the past, everything I'll have in the future. I have to be grateful for those things. And at night when I journal, I like to reflect on how my day went, if I stuck to my routine, and just what I want to do differently tomorrow to improve myself. I also like to write a few positive affirmations in my journal to boost my confidence, I am strong, I am powerful, I can control my emotions, just different things like that. Next is career/school related. So since my dream job is to be a psychologist, a clinical psychologist, so I always make sure to either read, watch, or listen to anything psychology related every single day to keep my mind fresh on this topic and just staying up to date with any recent scientific finds on different psychology stuff, or has to do with the brain. And I also like to brush up on some school related things, like studying for 10 minutes in my chemistry textbook, or watching a short YouTube video explanation on how to do something math related, or how to write a certain type of essay. Those little things like that can really just help me in my school life and my /career life. It could just help me to learn more things. And then we have the personal development type of thing. So this section is the most fun to me because it consists of me reading for 10 minutes and practicing my French. I love to read for 10 minutes every single day. I like to read as much as I can, but at least 10 minutes a day. Right now I'm reading the Cupcake Diaries, and I literally love this book. I'm reading all 3, and it just makes me so happy because it's so nostalgic for me. I even have a Goodreads account, and all of my friends are on the Goodreads account, and we all update what books we're reading and what books we want to read. Then we'll talk about it sometimes, and it's just really cool. And I really feel just making these type of things fun can just be so amazing. It can just make it so much more fun than just doing it by yourself all the time. Next is practicing my French. So like I said, I practice French every single day. I try to do a lesson every single day on Duolingo, and I have a little French textbook. Well, it's not really a textbook, it's a dictionary, and I I read out of it, like different words that I learn, different words that I want to like try to say, I'll look at it and like try to be like write it down in French and then like speak it in French so I can get better at my pronunciation and then just writing it, because I really do want to learn French fluently, or as like fluent as I possibly can. I know I probably won't know it as much as I know English because this is like my first language, but I'm pretty sure that by the time I graduate, I'll be able to know French like very, very well, because I'm also taking it in school. So I have to do French in school as well. So like I said, every day I practice and try to learn a few more words and phrases in French. And I like to go like talk about like French things and like try to like just get updated on things that happen in France. And then I have some French friends, and I have like a French teacher, so I'll try to like talk French to her, and she'll tell me like if I'm saying this right, if I'm saying that wrong, and I can just really get better and better at the language. I also love to read daily to boost my vocabulary and learn new things, because I feel like when you read every single day, you're not only like having fun and just like going away into a fictional world, but you're also able to like learn new words. And I'm not saying like in a sight word like first grade I'm not saying it in like a sight word first grade way, but I mean it in like I'm able to learn new words. Like, like the first time you listen to Taylor Swift Folklore, like her album, you're probably like, what are all these words? I've never heard these words. If I'm going to be honest with you, my favorite song on the album is My Tears Ricochet, and I have never heard the word ricochet until that song came out. And I love that word now. And so, like, I always use all these different words that I learn, like, in, like, Taylor Swift songs and then, like, different books that I read. I just love to boost my vocabulary and learn new things, because I take a lot of, like, heavy AP English classes. So I could use those words in my essays, and I could just use it when I talk to people, when I want to, like, sound a little intellectual. And I just, like, love to learn new words, like, new vocabulary. It's super fun. It just helps you like to sound even more smarter than you already are. So then what you need to learn, and not what you need to learn, what you need to think about is, when should I do my 5 daily non-negotiables? So you can do yours at any time of the day. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even have to be all at the same time, like all 5 consecutively at the same time. It can be 2 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 2 at night. It can be anything. It all depends on your schedule. So if you are able to do your spiritual thing in the morning, and then you're able to do your mental thing while you're maybe like in free period, and then your career/school related thing, that can just be you going to school and then maybe like studying for like an hour or like 20 minutes while you're at the library. And your personal development could be when you get home, you could just like read a little bit or practice your French from like school or whatever you do. Just try to make sure to incorporate your 5 daily non-negotiables into your everyday life, because that will really change your life. And it honestly just like lets your brain know that like, hey, I'm gonna keep a promise to myself, and I'm actually gonna keep it. Like you'd be like, I'm gonna clean my room every single day, and you don't end up cleaning your room every single day. Now you don't trust yourself as much as you should. But when you go through these 5 daily non-negotiables and you do them every single day, it's kind of like a, hey, I trust you and I'm gonna let you do this. So it's really amazing. And make sure you write down when you want to do these in your planner or on your like little to-do list, or if you have like a little app that sends you notifications or reminders, make sure to add these in here so that when it comes across time to do it, you're just not like you're subconsciously wanting to get out of this. You don't want to be like, oh my gosh, excuse me, I keep burping, I'm sorry. But like, you don't want to be like, hey, when you know it's supposed to be time for non-negotiables, you don't want to be like, hey, you want to go out like to go shopping or something? No, because you need to do your non-negotiables first, and literally your non-negotiables only have to take like 10 to 15 minutes. So it's not going to be in out of your way. You can go shopping like in 10 to 15 minutes after. And honestly, just like habit stacking it. So like, if you want to make sure that you are going to read for 10 minutes as your personal development, then before you go to bed, have the book next to your bed so you can read for 10 minutes. If you want to make sure that you are praying every single morning, make it be the very first thing that you do. When you sit up, you start praying. Because if you go throughout the day without praying, and it's kind of just like you forgot to do it, and it's just going to be put off until like you're forced to do it before you eat, or like if you're about to go to sleep, you're just going to pray really fast. So just try your hardest to be able to pray and set time aside to pray, just to show God that you love him and you care about him and you want to be his friend. So just try your hardest to stick with your daily non-negotiable, because they are amazing and they will do you so much justice later on in the road. Also, lastly, is your why. why do you want to do these daily non-negotiables? This is very important because knowing your why will make you, like when you are feeling tired and you don't want to do your non-negotiables, knowing your why will give you that motivation back to yourself, and it's just kind of like, oh, now I remember why I'm doing this. And it just helps you to just remember, like, hey, I love myself, so that's why I want to do my daily non-negotiables. Hey, I really want to do better at French, and I want to be able to like go to France one day and just talk and just like, just speak French. So I'm going to do my daily non-negotiables and learn French. It's very important just to have that why factor so that you can remember why you're doing this, when I'm going to do it, what am I even doing. It just helps you just be able to get back into that good headspace and just like not be so, like you just lost so much discipline. You don't want to just be relying on motivation alone, because motivation alone is kind of useless, because you really want to make sure that you are really just, like loving yourself enough to be disciplined and just knowing, hey, I want to do this and I'm going to do it. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I hope it can help you make your own 5 daily non-negotiables. Please be sure to tag me if you're going to like make a little video of your daily non-negotiables. Tag me on Pinterest at Vivian__Rose22, and be sure to leave me a rating and review, because I will totally love that so much. And I will see y'all next week. Bye.